Welcome everyone. This will be a quick markets update. If you have been watching some of my previous live streamings, the the markets are definitely not looking good. So I want to provide you a quick update. In this live streaming, I intend to actually provide some stop losses on the charts, some key levels that you want to be watching for both BTC, XRP. As we know, XRP is still following BTC movements. The decouple hasn't begun. So we need to be realistic. We need to see what's going on with the overall markets. I also recommend you to check my previous live streamings. I think I was very spot on when I was bringing some awareness to the risks associated with the markets nowadays. So we're going to get started in a few seconds. I need some comments. Is my microphone working good? I like to always ask this question before. Welcome everyone. Thanks for letting me know in the comments. Someone's buying some XRP for fun. That's a wise choice always. The Sunday dip. Yes, today is an important moment for the markets. We're going to have the closure of the weekly chart. So let's bring the XRP chart first and foremost. And I think it's very unique. I mean, this is not looking very good. I have to be honest. And we just lost $1.83. Well, we are clearly below the $1.87 resistance level on the charts. We unfortunately lost that level, which was a short-term short-term support level on the charts. And right now, what you want to be looking for, and I have said this multiple times, is $1.60. This is absolutely critical because from a technical analysis standpoint, losing $1.60 means there is no more support level on the chart. If you see all this price action here, losing $1.60 could actually put XRP all the way back, perhaps below $1. I would be loading up the truck. I would be buying tons of XRP if we do lose $1.60. Now, some of my buying strategy for this XRP price is actually my buy zone stands near to the $1.60 level. So this means that buying close to this area here on the chart could be an interesting opportunity, especially if you want to do some scalping with XRP. This is not a financial advice. It's just usually near to these yellow lines that I put here on my charts. What happens is that when a price approaches that level, usually it bounces back pretty quickly. No, it hasn't happened this time with $1.87, which was the previous support level on the charts. And right now we have to be watching for this $1.60. As you see here on the chart, I call this the danger zone. So losing $1.60, remember, catastrophic consequences, but that will not depend so much on XRP itself, which, by the way, now is trading at $1.82. We need to be watching firstly BTC, because right now XRP movements is still tied to BTC. I know that will change in the future, but for now we have to be realistic. So let me go back to BTC charts now, and also going to be answering some of the questions on the charts. I do want to take some questions here, and expect this live streaming to be not that long. I intend to keep it within a 30 minutes range. We're going to be going live tomorrow with the turning points with more detailed analysis. Then it's going to be definitely a longer live streaming. So let me bring BTC charts. Just a second, I got to remove XRP chart, and now let's bring BTC. And forgive me, guys, I got to put my glasses here. This is actually anti-blue light, so I like to not have all of the lights from the screens. As you imagine, I spend a lot of time in front of electronic devices and trading and checking charts and doing videos, and I have the lighting here. So I really want to protect my eyes so that I don't need to wear glasses in the future. So let me bring BTC now. Just a second. Gotta stop the XRP one. And okay, here we have BTC, which, by the way, $87,000. Okay, so that's BTC price right now. Just a second. And I know I have been repeating myself in some of these streamings, but also the situation remains the same. I know the same resistance levels on the chart. We are on this range. And what is important to know for BTC? Well, first, of course, I want to give a broader perspective. If you haven't watched my channel, or perhaps it's the first time you watch some of my live streaming. So I'm gonna make a summary of like 10 years of information in basically 120 seconds. So basically what you want to understand about BTC chart is that the volume is basically 500% lower than compared to the previous cycle. So this has been an artificial cycle for BTC. If you check the chart, which nobody talks about this information, nobody dares to mention the volume. It seems that very few people really understand what's happening in the markets right now. And when you actually go back on time and you see for the previous bull runs, you can see for yourself. I am not making this up, but institutional accumulation was happening back in 2018, back in 2019, back in 2020, all the way until BTC was about to make a new all-time high in 2021. So suddenly the accumulation, the institutional accumulation has stopped and the momentum has flipped. So basically it became more sort of institutional selling pressure on the charts, and hence why you see basically the volume is non-existent for 2025, 2026. And honestly, this cycle has been completely artificial. There has been very little liquidity, low active participants in the markets, and the proof of that is just go for a family Christmas dinner or anything like that, and nobody's asking about crypto. If you go for the Google searches for cryptocurrencies, is at nearly all-time low, so there is very little interest. Sorry, I was talking specifically about BTC, because on the other hand, there is the utility narrative tokens that also are driving more attraction. You see, Davos 2026 was all about integrating digital assets into the new financial system, but that has nothing to do with Bitcoin itself. So just to clarify, I tried to make a long story short, and now let's go back to the price action of Bitcoin. So it has failed to reclaim this strong resistance level on the charts. Okay, so we failed to actually break $92,000 multiple times, which was not even that much of a big resistance level on the charts. And right now, we are more close to a downwards movement. So what you want to have in mind for BTC right now is this yellow line here. So basically, $74,000 is what really matters now. Of course, this will be some accumulation time. Perhaps we're gonna rebound back. I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball for the short-term price action. But what I do know is that losing $74,000 is extremely dangerous, because that's also MicroStrategy liquidation price. So at this point, they would be forced to actually start liquidating their BTC holdings, because of course they have to pay the creditors. They are buying BTC with borrowed money, and that's what happens when you run a Ponzi scheme. So I have to be very honest. I mean, BTC should not lose $74,000. If this happens, then you can expect the 100%. I can come here and tell you 100% the bull run is fundamentally over. Right now, is there still hope for upwards price action? There is, but if I put in numbers, I would say that I don't know. It's like 70% chance that we're gonna fall below, let's say, $80,000 and perhaps retest this yellow line here. And I would say that there is a 30% chance that BTC is actually going to bounce back and then make a new run, perhaps retest $100,000. Now, key takeaways here. If I would be holding BTC, which I am not, and this is not a financial advice, if BTC does retest, let's say go back to $96,000, $98,000, I would be selling at that moment. I think that's a wise move. This is not a financial advice. This is just what I would do if I would hold BTC. I don't hold any BTC. Sold all my BTC back in 2019. Now, when it comes to XRP, as I said before, let's make a quick summary. Hold $1.60, and if we want to come here and talk about bullish action for XRP on the short term, okay, of course, if you follow my channel, you know that I am bullish for XRP on the mid and long term, but I have not been optimistic for XRP on the short term because it's still following the trend. So now I want to bring back the chart quickly before I start answering questions again, but let's be very realistic about XRP situation. And basically XRP situation is as follows. For us to start talking again about bullish momentum, we need to cross above $2.20. That's what matters now. If XRP doesn't go above $2.20, there is very little chance that we're going to see short-term upwards price action. It's actually quite the opposite right now. It matters more to hold $1.60. Let's pray XRP is going to hold $1.60. Otherwise, leverage traders would be liquidated, everyone long on XRP, especially if we go close to this level here. I mean, it would be catastrophic. And let me break you some news. I mean, they don't care about retail suffering, and they are willing to let the price fall. If they want to liquidate positions, if they want less people holding XRP, guess what? They are willing to let the prices go down even below $1.60. So I don't recommend you to be on leverage right now. Of course, if you are a long-term holder, that does not matter at all. I am not selling my XRP. I simply have my XRP sitting in cold wallets. I don't even look at the price. And honestly, I really hope that we're going to hold $1.60 and perhaps climb above $2.20 so we can once again start talking about reaching a new all-time high, which I would love to see XRP hit a new all-time high in 2026. So long story short, short-term price action doesn't seem to be bullish. We have important closure on the weekly charts. We have a Sunday dump, which is usually not a good sign. It seems they are anticipating some major events to happen in the next few days in the week that's coming. Other red flags for the overall markets also, well, if you see gold making new all-time high, above $5,000 for the first time ever, and silver is following so precious metals are performing extremely well. That is an indicator that we're going to have some geopolitical trouble. If you understand what I am talking about, I mean, central banks have been preparing for a financial reset. They have been buying large sums of precious metals for the past 5 years. And it comes to a point that they can no longer suppress the price of precious metals, because it simply creates a nice floor where every single dip is basically more institutional capital that keeps buying all of the gold and silver. So yeah, that's a summary of the situation. I know it's a multi-dimensional chess game right now. We're going to go in more details tomorrow with the turning points. I want to answer some questions here. Some people, whoa, we have XRP at $1.81. It's not looking great. Let's go back to XRP chart. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, it's actually going further down. What's happening with BTC right now? BTC is actually at $86,000. Yeah, it's crashing quite hard. There's a lot of selling pressure, and honestly, I have already uncovered one of the reasons is because we have dormant BTC wallets that are offloading their positions. I have covered this in many of my videos. It's one of the reasons why I got some censorship in my content. I got suspended from platforms for talking about the dormant BTC wallets. And I have been tracking these movements, and it's like trenches of thousands and thousands of BTC. And I want to talk about this quite in more details. I will not show on-chain transactions because it's simply not allowed. But I have seen like they sent 2,500, 3,000 BTC, and that goes through multiple exchanges. It's early BTC mined back in 2011 basically Satoshi era coins. And honestly, this is highly connected to Satoshi coins, I have to be honest. And basically what's happening is that they split the coins and they send to exchanges like Bybit, Binance, Coinbase. And the most interesting part is that to sell such large sums of BTC, the entities, whatever you want to call Satoshi. I mean, I did break down in more details in some of my videos. This is not the topic of the live stream, but what is unique is that in order to sell such large amounts of BTC, you need KYC. So those exchanges needs that so those exchanges know who is selling those BTC, which is very funny. It's not secrets. I mean, there's zero secret about who is behind those dormant BTC wallets. And I want to expose some market manipulation because it's very clear. So let me bring something here to the screen. We're going to watch one short clip together.
On just like the price of Bitcoin and where this is all headed, do you think we're in a...
The former Binance CEO. So let me just play it.
A winter, a summer,
I don't know why there's no...
With Kathy Wood, who thinks it's going to turn into $1 million a coin?
So whenever people ask that question, I always...
Real quick. So do you have any thought, though, real quick, on just like the price of Bitcoin and where this is all headed? Do you think we're in a winter, a summer cycle? Are you with Kathy Wood, who thinks it's going to turn into $1 million a coin?
So whenever people ask that question, I always got to ask them, what's the time frame you're looking at? If you're looking at today, tomorrow, on a daily basis, there's no way I can predict. If you look at a 10-year horizon, it's very easy to predict. We're going to go up. If you look at a 1-year horizon, which is like what the most sort of common right. Framework is, 2026, I'm not sure. You may be, I think I have very strong feelings that it will probably be a super cycle.
Be a super cycle?
2026, yeah.
For Bitcoin?
For Bitcoin.
And what super cycle to you means what?
Well, normally Bitcoin follows 4-year cycles historically. If you look at historic data, like every 4 years, there's a all-time high and then there's a drop. But I think this year, given the U.S. being so pro-crypto and every other country is kind of following, I do think we will see this. We will probably break the 4-year right. cycle. Yeah.
We got to go, but just on a personal level,
sure.
If you could redo anything,
yeah.
given all that's happened in your life now and all the wildness of the last couple of years, what would have you done differently?
Oh, I would have blocked U.S. users from day one.
That's the answer?
That's the day one.
Well, what about some of the regulations and trying to abide by those regulations?
Well, that's the main thing about the regulations. It's like at the beginning when we started the tech platform, we had U.S. users, and I was based in Shanghai back then. We're like a small technology startup, right? So, but it was like 6 years later we found out, oh well, that is a violation of a Banking Secrecy Act.
Right.
If I'd known that, and now I know that, if I start over again, I just like block U.S. users from day one. And then I will have much less trouble.
CZ, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
I mean, it's no coincidence. Every time those figures come out, Binance CEO, Coinbase CEO, former Binance CEO, CZ, they come out basically telling everyone to buy BTC, and just a few later, it actually goes down. I mean, I'm going to be very transparent what's happening here. They have paid actors across the industry so that whenever big financial institutions need to offload the BTC they bought at 10K, 5K, or basically they mined for free basically a decade ago, they need to attract retail capital, and the way they do it is through headlines. So they come out on public and they say all of this garbage that we are in a super cycle, BTC is going up. And honestly, they come out and they just start offloading their BTC whenever there is retail capital on the line. And it's sad because the crypto markets are highly manipulated. Now, how you can protect yourself against such manipulation? Well, is to have a long-term strategy, just like the ones that bought XRP at 50 cents did thrive under such a scenario. Now, the same is not true for the ones that bought BTC at $70,000 or $80,000, because right now it's basically almost below their first purchasing price. And I will remind you that one of the first days Donald Trump came out extremely bullish about the crypto narrative. Guess what happened a few days ago? Huge market crash. So this scenario is playing out over and over again. And you have to be blind to not see through the headlines and to fully understand that they are manipulating the crypto markets to a degree that it became an extraction mechanism. That's what it is about. If you are a trader, it becomes extremely unpredictable to actually trade. And trust me, guys, I run a trading group, so I know what I am talking about. Basically, what I do in my trading group, I try to make them trade as little as possible, because the crypto markets right now are basically an extraction mechanism. They want to extract as much capital as they can. They are farming retail's capital. That's what they are doing about. And that's why one day the crypto markets are close to a new support level, critical resistance level on the charts. Donald Trump comes out and announces the tariffs, and then there's a huge market crash, largest liquidation day in history. Do you think this is not coordinated, or do you think that happens by chance? So I'm making this call. You guys need to understand there's a lot of manipulation on the crypto markets. BTC is not going to make it all the way to the end. I mean, even CZ, if you read between the lines, what he's really communicating is that US-based cryptocurrencies are the ones that are gonna have a super cycle, not BTC at all. I mean, when you fully understand that right now the only way for digital assets to thrive is to align with the right political powers, and it transcends the technical capabilities of blockchains. In other words, either you align with the Caesar, and the Caesar right now, I'm going to tell you who it is, it's Ripple. Either you are on the right side, or you are left behind. So competition is going to vanish. Most cryptocurrencies are sitting below bear market prices. I mean, the only way to thrive that I see, and this is not a financial advice, holds the cryptocurrencies that are going to run the financial system, the XRPs, the HBARs, the Algorand, the SHXs, and the blockchains that have not only technical capabilities, but also that are aligned with the right political alliances. This is a multidimensional chess game. And yes, there is a pain coming. They are completely indifferent to retail suffering. They are willing to let the prices fall to whatever levels they think is necessary. And I'll tell you more. They want you out. If you hold XRP and you are on leverage, they want you liquidated. That's the reality. I'm going to be answering a few questions here. But again, your vaccine against, sorry, I don't even like this word, vaccine, it's something I would not take, but your antidote against market manipulation starts with a cold wallet and a long-term mentality. So someone asks about Xaman wallet. I think Xaman is great, but you need a physical cold wallet because Xaman is still connected to the internet. I mean, you still carry this on your phone. Honestly, I haven't seen that Polymarket said that 80% chance that US government shutting down this weekend. But if that's true, then it seems that the markets are already pricing in such events. That's how it actually works. Yeah, you are correct. I cannot talk the V words. It triggers a lot of bullshit on YouTube. How do you think Flare will do? Honestly, I'm not an expert in Flare, but if you want more information about Flare, you can always follow Karan. He's one of my best friends, and you can find him on YouTube. I actually want to bring him on the channel. But I think Flare, I know it's highly connected to Ripple. I know David Schwartz even acknowledged Flare a few times, and he even said it's a promising project. And I also know you can stake a rapid version of XRP on Flare, which adds further pressure to an XRP supply shock. So I see a lot of positive things about Flare. Tangem, Decent, those are all great wallets. What I can tell you guys is that you need strong stomach for what's coming for the crypto markets. I do have a more than a feeling. I mean, it's just the technical analysis and the volume on the charts and the it's all pointing out towards more downside action. And I have been saying this for a long time. And I hope you guys have been watching my videos, because before I got banned from Twitter, I was trying to tell everyone what's happening. I mean, I got suspended, but if you go to my YouTube channel 4 months ago, I basically put a few videos with the title that the bull run was over. Even when XRP was above $3 and BTC was close to a new all-time high, I was telling everyone what's coming. I just kept it real. I mean, when you create content, of course, it's much more, it becomes much more popular to make high price predictions and hype than to keeping it real. But I tried to keep it real, and I got punished for that because I got suspended. But anyways, I prefer to stay loyal to my values, and I know that I did the right thing. Do you agree to have multiple wallets to disperse holdings? Yes, I think that's a wise choice. I mean, I have, you think I am crazy, but I have 25 different wallet addresses only for XRP. Not only for safety reasons, of course, because I do a lot of DeFi stuff on XRP. I also trade some meme coins in the past, and I needed a lot of addresses, but I also have multiple cold wallets. I agree, HBAR under 10 cents is a good deal. HBAR is one of the few assets that has a spot ETF in the United States. I think the only ones that have is HBAR, Solana, XRP, BTC, and Ethereum. Correct me if let me know if I am forgetting about one of them, but the point is there is a high institutional interest on HBAR. Should I buy more XLM or XDC and SHX? I think the best looking chart on this moment is XLM, because I have to be also honest, I can see SHX dropping quite more on the chart, and I think that will be a massive opportunity to buy more SHX. Let me see the price of SHX and how it's reacting to this market crash. Just a second, I have to open the chart here. Meanwhile, get me some questions here. I'm going to be answering. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, big hits for SHX. Let's see what's playing out. And by the way, guys, if you watched my last live streaming, I was just calling out this crash. I mean, even SHX, I have said that I was expecting it to go lower. I mean, it's just obvious, you know. Right now for SHX, I think we have to hold, well, I don't have the chart here in front of me with the lines, but let me give you an update. So just give me a second. I got to check this better because this is not on my trading view, but so SHX, that's what's going to play out. Give me 1 second. Meanwhile, get me some questions here, guys. We have lots of people watching live. By the way, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for the support. My channel is growing a lot recently, so I am also very happy about it. So let's see here. I can give you well, I'm gonna, sorry, I couldn't find my charts now, but I'm gonna drop in the description or in the comments my price target for SHX, where I think it's wise to have a stop loss, which, by the way, this is usually information that I provide on my private trading group, but in this case, I think it's extremely important. So I'm gonna simply drop it in the description. I think we're gonna see SHX at lower levels, just like as I said previous week when I was doing a live streaming. That doesn't mean if you are a long-term holder that you should sell SHX. I'm gonna be adding up to my position. Thank you so much for sharing the live. That helps a lot for this channel. I really appreciate you. I also always see you in the comments. And by the way, I try to read all of the comments. It's just sometimes I can't answer all of them. And there's a quick thing I want to ask everyone that watched my channel. When you watch the videos, drop some comments, and for one reason. There's a lot of scammers on the comment sections that they are trying to promote bullshit coins. I don't even know how they call that projects, and I have a very hard time deleting that comments. But when you drop comments that other people are going to like, your comment is actually going to go to the top of the video, so nobody's going to see the bullshit comments of the scammers. So that really helps me. Someone asks if I have a private trading group. Yes, I do have a private trading group. I can drop the link in the description. Also, I don't even like to promote the trading group a lot. I like to keep it a small community, so I don't even put a lot of efforts to attract a lot of people, because if it starts to grow exponentially, I don't have the time to just keep I like to give like a personalized assistance, so I keep it quite private. As the name says, it's a private trading group. The bankers are transferring wealth to the insiders. Yes, that's a fact. That's happening in real time. Let's see what's going on with XRP charts once again. So all right, so XRP. Well, XRP is honestly holding the line. It's not the more of the catastrophic crash. It's holding the line at $1.82. Oh, thank you for the super chats. I love this number. You know that. $3.33. Give some Monerex opium. Well, there will be some major updates about Monerex, so don't worry about that. Honestly, there are some big developments happening behind the curtains, which I'm not allowed to mention yet, but you can expect there will be a major update. Yeah, this is horrible. These bot comments about fake coins. They are suppressing the algorithm, and YouTube treats it like a scam. The thing is that I take a lot of efforts to delete these comments. Basically, it takes me about 20 to 30 minutes per day just deleting those comments, and I can't get rid of all of them. It's very annoying. Holding, selling, or buying. Right now, I'm holding my horses. I'm not yet buying. I think we're going to drop to lower levels, although it might not happen today. It might take a few days, but my ideal scenario for XRP is to buy near to $1.60. So $1.63, $1.62 would be nice, because I think there will be a bounce back once XRP hits that level. So that would be my ideal buying scenario. Although I hope we will not visit $1.60, but price action is telling me that yes, we will. Trezor is great. And another thing, guys, don't overthink about cold wallets. I mean, as far as what's more important about cold wallets, so that you keep the seed phrases safe. So basically, Ledger, Trezor, Elipal, whatever code, Kivo, there are a bunch of cold wallets, you know. The more important is to keep the seed phrases safe. So don't overthink which one is the best. As far as your funds are sitting offline, they are properly stored on the blockchain, and you have the seed phrases safe. Usually, if you can have some platinum plates, titanium plates is very popular for the seed phrases, then you are good. Don't really overthink which one is the best. I mean, as far as you keep your seed phrases safe, that's what matters. Thanks for the comments, guys. I really appreciate the feedback. Yes, Ledger Nano X is safe for beginners and is also user-friendly, so I do recommend Ledger. There's no problems. Just with cold wallets, the less you interact with the cold wallets, the better it is. I mean, put the coins there, forget about the coins. Don't try to use DeFi, don't try to stake, don't try to interact with external protocols that you need to give authorizations. Just forget about the coins there, and as far as nobody has access to your private keys, you are safe. So no overthinking about cold wallets. Do you think 3000 XRP is acceptable? That's a lot. 3000 XRP, that's more than most people will ever own. And I have shared this story already in one of my previous lives, but I'm gonna share it again, which made me step outside of my bubble. And I say my bubble because I live in Europe, and I know a lot of you are based in the US, in Australia, in Canada, in wealthy countries. And even in wealthy countries now, people have less than $10,000 in savings. So I met an Egyptian friend. I was flying to Cairo a couple of 2 months ago. We have 589 people watching live, which is lovely. And basically, he was telling me that he had to save like 3 months to afford the trip to Greece. And I was wondering, whoa, that's like, I paid these flights like $150 for a round trip. And I failed to realize that the average monthly salary in Egypt is about $120. So just imagine how long someone that earns $120 has to save in order to afford 3000 XRP. So most people will never own anything near to 1000 XRP. So if you hold 3000 XRP, not only you are inside the top 10% wallets, which I think right now the key number is 2400 XRP, but you are also close to the top like 7% holders. I estimate there's less than 1 million people in the world that hold XRP. Francis Hunt, I don't know who is Francis Hunt, but that's a smart call. I think BTC is going to crash below $30,000. Won't happen overnight, but it's definitely on the cards. Canton Network, I'm going to answer this very quickly, but basically it's not battle tested. I mean, when this network came out, I don't really know precisely, but I assume it was back in 2022. If someone knows the precise date, let me know in the comments. It's definitely not battle tested for financial adoption, just like XRP is around for over a decade and has a 99.9% of time the network has been up and running without halts, without downtime. So this is the key difference from XRP to a network like the Canton Network. XRP is battle tested, and that's what financial institutions want. How can you replace SWIFT with a network that is born 3 years ago? Not happening. I don't know about you guys, but I have a thing that we're going to have some geopolitical tensions in the next couple of weeks. Drop me some comments. I want to be answering a few more questions. Tomorrow we're going to be once again with the turning point. So you also have the opportunity to watch us live tomorrow with Versan. Let's see what's going on with XRP once again. Some people are saying that it continues to drop. $1.81. And don't worry, guys, we are on this together. If the markets go down, I'm going to be live streaming. We're going to be finding the best decisions to take. So everything's going to be fine. It's just a matter of be prepared, understand this is a long-term game. Don't let the volatility scare you out. Uphold vault, that's fine, yes, it works, but it's always better to get a physical cold wallet, because just like you have likely Uphold Vault on your phone, just like you have your Xamarin wallets. Thanks so much for the super chats. I really appreciate donations to the channel, and every single penny that comes on the super chat is automatically reinvested to the channel. So I am always trying to increase the quality of my videos, and if you guys notice, I'm putting a lot of content recently. It's a lot of efforts, but it's something that I love to do, and I hope that by each day my content will get better and better. I wish I could answer all of your questions. It's just a lot of them. I'm trying to go through some of them. This is an important question. I am receiving dust, and by the way, 1 second. Okay. So I am receiving dust of 0.00001 XLM in my ledger. I want to actually explain what's going on. This is an important question, so let me come full screen. Basically, when you receive these transactions, this is a spam transaction. There's nothing wrong with your ledger. It happens on XRP, it happens on Xamarin wallets. It happens basically to everyone in crypto, and this is just scammers sending you crypto dust so that whenever you send a crypto transaction next time, they hope you will mistakenly select the last address that interacted with your wallet. It's not a safety issue, just ignore it and you should be fine. New member to the channel, thank you so much. Yeah, it happens to everyone. I have a lot of those scam transactions. Just ignore it and it should be fine. This is a good question, but quite complex. I didn't really understand, but basically, if you have ownership of the tokenized assets, that means you already have ownership. I don't think you need to have also the physical asset, because what the tokenization is a digital representation of whatever is the underlying asset. So think as a tokenized fraction of real estate. Of course, you will not own, let's say you have a tokenized property of 100 tokens that's tokenized, I don't know, 100 square meter. If you just own, let's say, one token, which would be 1%, you would own actually 1% of the entire property. That doesn't give you 100% ownership over the entire property, but that gives you ownership over the underlying token, which is a representation of a fractionalized property. And okay, guys, I think for today that's all. I think right now the markets are holding up. I mean, XRP is at $1.81. I gotta finish the live streaming because I'm gonna be preparing my next video. So I'm gonna be recording in a couple of minutes. I want to send a special thanks to everyone that was watching the live streaming. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and if you want to trade crypto without KYC, I'm gonna drop a link in the description of this video, also in the comments, so you can trade with Bitunix Exchange. That's the exchange partner of this channel. You can withdraw up to $500,000 per day without KYC. Well, thank you, everyone. I'm going to be dropping a new video, hopefully today. It's actually 10 p.m. my time, so it should go live in about 2 hours. That's how much I estimate is going to take me. Thank you, everyone. I'm going to see you tomorrow with the turning point. Let's hope by tomorrow XRP is bouncing back. And don't forget to drop a like and a comment to boost the algorithm. Thank you, everyone.